matter how good you're doing in life, everything can be taken away in a split second. You could lose everything.
Yep.
At any given time. Don't even take your fucking limbs for granted, because
for real.
Just randomly out of the blue, I got a blood clot in my leg, and when I ended up in the hospital because of that, they found that I had old clots in my foot. I had problems with my foot for a couple years here and there. Early 2022, I had crazy pain, and I went to the doctor and I got it checked out, and they phoned me and they told me that something cut off blood supply to my spleen and killed part of it. And I said, okay, so what now? I'm thinking surgery, right? They're gonna take the spleen out because
splenectomy or something.
It's half dead anyway, right? They say, oh, nothing.
Necrotic, just sitting there rotting.
No, they say, oh, nothing. Like, it'll just, the pain will stop. So I have pretty much a dead spleen. I don't know anything about that.
The blood bank of the body. Yeah.
We'll have to look into that maybe one day. But so that was in...
I can tell you lots, but we're not going to talk about it today.
That was in the beginning of 2022. And so, you know, the doctors didn't seem concerned about it. I didn't even think about it. Like, I'm not a doctor, and I was just like, okay,
well, they tell you you're fine, and you're like, I'm fine.
Yeah, I was like, okay, whatever.
Right?
So I moved on. I carried on with life. The pain eventually went away. It was a crazy pain. I'll tell you that fucking much. So fast forward 2 years... The beginning of 2024, I got really fucking sick. My whole household was fucking sick. The kids were living with us. Everybody was sick, like sick. And so while we're all sick, my legs started aching, and I'm not the type of person that I'm like, okay, I'm going to the doctor because something's weird. I'm like, it'll be fine. I just gotta wait it out. It'll go away.
Holy fuck.
I'm a little bit mentally ill when
you're gonna freak people out. But you're gonna freak people out because how many people are like, it's good. I'm not gonna go wait for fucking 2 days at the hospital.
Well, that's it, right?
And now they're gonna see what happened to you, and they're gonna be like, I'm gonna go ahead and make that appointment.
You're gonna go sit at the hospital for a couple of hours waiting to see a doctor that's gonna tell you you're fine. So, you know, or you need to lose weight, or you know.
Yeah,
all the
something
things
that has nothing to do with the fucking problem.
So I basically just tried to ignore it for a really long time. I'm really lucky that I didn't die. I had to do a test that day. I was in school in the middle of general business management, and I had a final exam that day. I had to go on and record myself. I have a recording. Maybe I'll show you one day. I had to record myself taking a test that day. Kyle was working night shift, so I was literally...
You just got over a nasty flu.
No, I was still sick. I was still sick.
Oh, God.
So I'm like dying. Kyle finally goes to work. I'm like, okay, I gotta get this test done. So I finally get the test done. And then I'm sitting there and I'm doing my schoolwork and I'm looking at my leg and my foot is purple. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should go to the doctor. Maybe it's time. I'm here.
We're not perfusing anymore.
I don't have a vehicle. Kyle's at work. It's the middle of the night now. I'm in so much pain.
You call anybody because you're not that person.
I'm scrolling on fucking Facebook Messenger. If the green light's on, I'm like, hey, are you awake? What are you doing?
Hey, you up?
I couldn't get a hold of anybody. The couple people I did talk to couldn't drive me to the hospital, and I was like, fuck sakes. And so many people afterwards, like, they were like, why didn't you phone me? And I was like,
that's not you. Yeah.
That is not me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call people in the middle of the fucking night. I would have called an ambulance before I would have woke somebody up.
Yeah, true. Fair.
But even then, okay, so you call an ambulance, and that's a fucking bill in the mail. You got to pay for that. And I'm like...
That's true.
So anyway, I finally...
You're like, it's probably nothing.
Yeah, it's probably nothing. My foot's purple. I feel like I'm, like... I even told Kyle in the middle of the day, like, this is, like, the day. I lifted my foot up in the air. I was laying in the bed, and it hurt so bad. I lifted it up in the air. I was like, they might have to cut it off. I was joking. Not joking, apparently. But,
That's some serious manifestation, bitch. Jesus Christ.
So then I finally find a ride at like 5 in the morning. This is 24 hours after the pain started. I finally get a ride to the hospital. And as soon as I get in there, the nurse is telling me I might have to wait a couple hours because the doctors usually don't come in and see a patient unless it's an emergency, right?
It's not an emergent.
They'll wait until they come in to do their rounds or their morning emergency room
Had she
shift.
done an assessment yet?
No. And then we went in a room and she looked at it and she was like, she left the room and like 10 minutes later the doctor walked in. I was like, oh, okay.
You're like, is this what somebody has to do to get actual medical treatment around here?
Yeah.
Is lose a fucking foot?
Yeah.
Like,
So the doctor got on it really quick and sent me to Peace River for CT, but then I had to fuck around sitting and waiting in Peace River. It took 12 hours between getting to the hospital here and getting to the hospital in Edmonton. And then
and you could have died.
And then and they didn't even start me on blood thinners
Anti-coag
for hours. I don't even know when.
That's
but
wild to me.
They definitely didn't start me on it here. They started doping me up here. They gave me fucking morphine. They gave me fentanyl. I don't know what all they gave me, but they gave me a fucking shit ton of drugs. And by the time I got to Edmonton...
Snowed you up.
By the time I got to Edmonton, they were like, do you want something for the pain? And I was like, no, I'm so sick from all the fucking drugs that you guys have already given me. I need a minute. I need a break from the drugs. I'm in so much pain, but all the drugs they were giving me weren't touching the pain at all.
Which speaks volumes.
It wasn't
about
touching the pain. It
you
was
must
making me fucking sick. Well,
Plus, you're probably like low-key fucking tripping out. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I was high as fucking hell, man. Like, high as hell. I was by myself through all of this too. I was like, nope.
Fuck.
I don't fucking need anybody.
You're like, thank God I did that test yesterday.
So when I got to Edmonton, when I was in Peace River and I was waiting there, Kyle and Cheyenne came to Peace River and they were visiting me, and my ambulance driver stayed with me the whole time that I was in Peace River too.
Yeah.
They were letting me go in a wheelchair outside to smoke, and there was no big deal in Peace River at all. And then when I got to Edmonton, the nurse checked me out, the doctor came in, and when the doctor was done talking to me, I was like, okay, I'm going for a smoke. And she got pissed off at me and told me I wasn't allowed to go for a smoke. And I was like, you can go fuck yourself. I'm going for a smoke. And the nurse
because like you said, she came in with the perspective of it's because you were a smoker. Not because you had a huge blood clot in your leg you shouldn't be moving.
No, nobody said anything like that.
That was never told to you.
Nobody said anything like that to me. Nobody told me that if I got up and transferred to a wheelchair and went outside for a smoke,
that it could travel and cause a pulmonary embolism and you could die.
Blood clot could kill me immediately. Nobody said that.
I think if they would have told you the severity.
Maybe if they would have brought me a patch and said, if you continue to get up and move around, you could quite likely die. But I'm gonna put
even
a
if
patch
you move
on
around in bed.
Yeah, but
even if you move around in bed,
they didn't.
That's how dangerous it is.
None of them. I'm in the hospital. I just met my fucking doctor. She's a young, like maybe 30-year-old surgeon with a fucking attitude problem because I was a smoker.
Yeah.
And then, so she tells me they're gonna put me on blood thinners and monitor, okay, whatever. So they moved me to a room eventually. I'm up in a room. That night, the whole next day, I'm in the room. The odd nurse is coming in and maybe checking vitals. That's it. They never sent me for any tests. They never sent me for scans. They put me in a room and basically just fucking forgot I was even in there. And then, like 10 o'clock at night, this fucking doctor comes in my room and he's like, your file ended up on my desk and you need surgery right now. He was like, as soon as an operating room opens up, it's yours. He was like, And so the young female doctor I met the night before when I got there was actually leaving in the morning and going on holidays, and gave my case to a different doctor that I never even met. He never even came in and talked to me, even one time. I never did meet him. This other doctor was like, if your doctor's not available, then I'm going to just take over and do your surgery. And I was like, I'd probably prefer that at this point. Like, please do.
Yeah.
But he was like,
thank God.
He was like, I'm not even on call. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm actually supposed to be golfing. But you need surgery and you're going to die without it. So we're going to just take you in for surgery. And so they took me in for surgery. They took the 4-inch blood clot out of my leg. He couldn't get the clots out of my foot. They were old, crusted clots, he said. Take a little bit of time and think about it. And then, like, watching my foot die and feeling the pain of that was outrageous. And I told the nurse, tell the doctor I'm ready, that he can come cut this fucking thing off right now. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
The pain was so bad.
It hurts too fucking much. I mean, cutting it off hurt like a motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie. When I woke up after that surgery, it fucking hurt. When I woke up from the first surgery where they went in to get the clot, I actually didn't realize before I went into that surgery that I did not think I was waking up. I woke up surprised that I was alive. And I was surprised at that feeling because I didn't even know I thought I was going to die. And that's a weird feeling. I thought I was going to die. I didn't even know I thought that until I woke up from the surgery and I was like, whoa, I'm alive? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. It was a very... And maybe because I was so fucking high. Because they, like, for those couple days in between, like,
they just narked you out.
As soon as I got to the hospital...
Trying to keep the pain under control, but... had
didn't
different
even
effects,
touch it.
right?
Didn't even touch the pain.
God.
Just fucked me up.
Yeah, I've had people ask me, how did she lose her foot? We know that her foot's gone, but nobody really knows what happened.
So
now they'll know.
The assumption is that it was a diabetic issue. It was not.
Yeah.
But the most common is diabetes or accidents. You don't hear a lot about clots.
Like rare clotting disorders.
I had many, many tests done. They can't find out why I get clots. They're unexplained completely.
But you're forever on anticoag.
There's no explanation, and I'm on blood thinners for life.
That's wild, and here you are, footless.
I could have lost my life that day.
There's always worse, for sure, but there's always usually
worse.
better, too,
It could have been
which
worse.
sucks.
Yeah, well, I wish they would have been able to save my foot.